Yo, what's going on? Welcome back to Bias Brothers podcast. And today we have Ramia, Darren, and a brand new man on the podcast, Kerron. He's a Madrid supporter. Kerron, what's going on, bro?
Just normal, a la Madrid y nada más.
And well, Jomo now joining me there.
Let's get on through.
Jomo, what's going on? Here, can you hear you? Jomo, what's going on?
Yo, everybody, sorry about the lateness.
Yeah.
I'm looking presidential. Myself away. Too much things to do on one, Jomo.
Well, you gotta clone yourself.
Yeah, but they say the best club for last, so you know.
Well, alright, well, let me get started now, huh?
Yeah.
Let me start with the second biggest game of the weekend. I start with Clasico.
Second biggest game is that.
Just out of curiosity, what's the biggest game for the weekend?
United Chelsea, of course.
Alright, okay.
Well, let me get the winners first. So let me get Kerron. Kerron, what's your thoughts on the game?
Well, honestly, I wasn't surprised. Even though going into the game, both teams were so funny, right?
One start out with shots.
Both teams looked and but I mean, I think Madrid still at a certain level, whereas Barca being Barca, and if Messi could pull them out, he'll pull them out. If he can't, he can't. And I mean, Ramos them no Messi, so
Wait, looking like Messi don't even want to play anymore. Messi just sweating.
that as well
I
too.
thought it was a tight game though. That's one of the best Clasicos I've seen in a while, to be fair, in my opinion.
Stop
What
it.
Clasicos have you been seeing?
That's why I won 9-2.
No,
Yes.
No,
It was
Joe.
a poor Clasico,
That
but
Clasico was peaceful.
Alright.
it was poor.
I think I enjoyed the game actually. I did. I mean, I would have preferred a better penalty though. That penalty was.
I mean,
Oh, it's-
that's why Ramos is the go-to because you
What?
know how to get those
Oh,
balls.
that dive was theatrical.
The
But
man
it's-
fired.
It's still a pull though. It's still a pull though.
Yeah, but Linglet, if you put
Yeah,
it a pull, if a smart pull, now, a blatant pull,
True.
even when he pull before the ball coming, but once the ball in the air, let the man go now.
Yeah, good point.
It is another issue with that in the Chelsea game anyway. Let me get to
We
that.
will get to that just now.
We get to that.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
continue, Kerron.
Yeah, but I know a lot of Madrid fans though not happy. We not happy with how the team playing and whatnot. But as I was telling our partner the other day, I think this season we could just view the season as a building season. Let the youths play, let Modric and them, mentor these men. Modric and Rodrigo have a good relationship. Let those things continue because even though Madrid not playing that well, the experience will be good for the players and the level Barca at, we could still win the league. So why not?
Darren, what you have to say?
Well, congratulations to the
Thank you.
winners first off. Well done. Your crossy line, so that's good. It was interesting you mentioned you weren't surprised by the win. I mean, based on Madrid's current form, I think Barcelona went in as the favorites. I would say that.
Okay.
My big feelings on the game, the good. I thought Koeman was brave and he showed his personality by sticking to the younger players. And in addition to that, he also
Does he
subbed some so-called star players that weren't performing, basically Griezmann and Sergio Roberto. And he stuck with those type of players. On the downside to that, I mean, you would assume that if he's playing these younger players, the one thing he would do is play these players in their current positions. I mean, to revert to Setien and Valverde playing Coutinho on the left and playing Pedro on the right to not exploit the space that Mendy would have left going at an attack on Vinicius. I think that was a poor decision by Koeman in that regard. Additionally, waiting to the 81st minute to make those changes is just poor for a coach. And obviously, it was too late for those wingers and those attackers to influence the game in any significant way. I thought that the issue with the penalty, Madrid won as a result of that penalty. I thought that, yes, there was clear contact. I mean, I would admit that. But the one problem, I think, is what we all desire is consistency. And we get to that, obviously, when you get to the Chelsea-Manchester United game. But the consistency is just not there from VAR. That's the issue. That's my views on the game generally.
No, at the end of the day, VAR is human, human run, and it's subjective. You know,
Yeah,
so
but I mean, if you look at cricket, let's use cricket as a comparison here. VAR is used, or video technology is used in cricket a lot more consistently, and they have a process how they go about doing it. Why can't they incorporate that type of process in football and
but
find the same type
with
of consistency?
cricket and tennis and these kind of sports is black and white when it comes to
Yeah,
video
go to
and
see that. It's a no gray area.
yeah, it's real black and white
But
when it
there
comes
are
to.
rules, though. There are rules that
Yeah, the thing is,
implement the rules and show us where when you're making a decision, that you're following these particular rules to make this decision. There must be some accountability involved. If there's no
Agree.
accountability involved, then we'll continue to experience what we're experiencing now, just controversy every single game.
yeah,
I
but what you
agree.
mean by accountability though? What do you expect them to do? Charge the referees for
I
giving their
find so.
opinion on what they see?
I mean, the refereeing
This
associations, they
me,
have
this
their own
me
forms
being
of
a neutral. Eh?
accountability. They have
I
to
could just say
answer
one thing, Darren.
someone. Huh?
Let me just say one thing quick.
Yeah.
This is me being a neutral, and I'm a referee. But I think at the end of the day, when referees make bad decisions, there should be some kind of follow-up action because
Yeah.
these bad decisions costing teams points and leagues and players' careers and these kind of things.
Yeah, but then
So
when you do that, you in the back of the referee mind, he has that in his mind, and he won't want to make certain decisions. Then you're affecting his decision making. Then it's
Or
not mm, unbiased.
you
No, but
getting paid.
Jomo, me and you as referees, if we make bad decisions in a game, and we will get some kind of probation period, we will get to do the next game or a set amount of games after. So
true.
it's not like if the referees will not be
I believe
penalized.
there's a grievance
But
system for the referees.
Scarlett, what I'm saying is, right, in American football, and I don't watch much of it, but what I'm impressed by, when the referee makes a decision, the decision is communicated as to why the decision was made, so there's clarity. When VAR disallow a goal or
Yep.
to make a decision, we just have to accept the decision without knowing
Yeah,
what was
that's
the
what I'm saying. Accountability. The same thing
Yeah,
is done in cricket. They go through the process. Okay, this is why we are signing a penalty. This is why we are signing an out or something like that, and the fans can see it. In VAR, with not doing that, they leave that gap for bias to become involved.
but that's why
So
we
you
didn't
so
want
you want
to play,
you want
because if you do
go
all of
ahead, go
that,
ahead.
I think we hardly hearing Kerron though. I think his mic is up.
again, it's so clearly.
Yeah.
that's why we didn't want VAR in the first place. Because remember, we didn't want to have to stop the game too much. If you're already stopping the game to view the footage, then you have to add 10, 15 seconds to explain yourself and whatnot. We were worried that it would affect the flow of the game. Remember, football is a different thing to like basketball or cricket. It have a flow to football. If a man stand up for a minute, he could get cold. He don't lose the flow of the game. If I surely understand what I mean.
Yeah.
So
But my view on that is either you use it, don't use it, or use it properly. It
so
can't be in between.
Jomo and Darren, you all want like the referees to have mics to communicate with the broadcast, or you
Yeah.
want the VAR who in charge of that day to talk to the media after the
I
game.
prefer the VAR deal with the persons and express their point of view. I don't want to overwhelm the referee to have to deal with the public. Let the referee just deal with his two assistants.
You want the VAR to
However,
talk to the media.
yes.
Yeah, but I feel like
Let me say one last thing right quick.
yeah.
I was in favor of VAR, I'll be honest, because I think that even if the decision takes 10 minutes or 15 minutes, let the right decision be made. Because this is affecting men's careers, men's career trajectory, all these kind of things. We could look at the Lampard goal against Germany. That would have carried to 2-all. Instead, it's 2-1. Germany went 4-1. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. So I prefer the right decision be made. But we've
But
seen
that's part
cases
of
of
football.
they using VAR and the right decision is still not being made. Look at Mane offside by elbow.
Problem.
That Lampard decision is a totally different thing because there's
You
no
can't use
VAR.
it on the right decision, not made, not
There's no
not
VAR,
made.
so
Yeah.
There's
You
goal line
see,
technology.
yeah,
Technology in football.
but you think
Technology in
about goal,
football.
goal, you think about goal line technology, that is black and white. Is either the ball in or out. VR is subjective.
So, Jomo,
Hmm.
so what you're asking for is like, say, VAR flag something, and then I don't know if them communicate it to the broadcasters, but them say this was flagged because of so and so and so,
Right, yes.
and move
Yeah.
on. And then I guess the coaching staff would get that communication
Yeah.
from the sideline or
Yeah.
Yeah,
something.
it must be clarified. Yeah, they should. My
So
view.
doesn't that happen though? Doesn't the referee communicate with both captains
Nah,
why he made the decision, etc.?
I haven't seen
No.
that.
no.
No.
Not usually. Usually no.
Because
I use
remember
it.
on a football field, only the captain is allowed to speak to the referee.
No,
Right.
not really.
Not
Not really. Not
Yes,
necessarily.
really.
you could be booked if you speak to a referee and he's not the captain, like by the
No, not
letter.
really. No, not
Yeah,
really.
but
The
not out of turn.
so I guess I would know. But as far as my
You're correct. You're correct with regards to that. It could be booked, but I think it's like more out of turn. That's just to prevent people
Yeah.
from whining and complaining and
understanding, people
taking
will be
time in the
whining
game.
about decisions. Like what we're talking about.
Yeah, very technical, boy.
But back
Listen.
going back to the game itself, though, not the VAR. It was to me. I didn't watch Clasico since like maybe 2013 when Bale destroyed Barca, and I find that was a
Beautiful.
I find that was a very dead game to me. I was watching Fulham and Palace, and I was enjoying that more. That Clasico was
Okay.
so dead to me.
I actually agree with Jomo. This was one of the better Clasico in recent times in terms of the attacking play. There was a lot of space. I mean, both teams left a lot of space. I thought that Madrid left a lot of space in between the lines. And I think with a better Barcelona team, the result could have been much different because we had the opportunities to score. So I thought it was a much more open game and which allowed the public to enjoy it a bit more rather than the cagey games we had last season and stuff.
I
Yeah, I
find
totally agree. I think if I could think about Benzema as well as Messi having big chances in the space of each other.
Yeah, yeah.
Early goals.
Early goals, big
Yeah.
chances. Yeah. Players with the space to run. Yeah.
It's interesting to say though that with a
I,
better Barcelona team, you all
Mhm.
could have won, but then you still say that you think you're already favorites going in. So you know that the team is not up to par, but you're still thinking that your side was the favorites.
Yeah, well, we were the favorites going in based on form. All right. I think most of the pundits would have given Barcelona the win
And plus
based
Barca
on
at
the
home
form.
too.
Yeah, and we're playing at home, and most of the
Um,
pundits would have given
I
us
think
the
as
edge
a Barcelona
based
fan, you
on
know the home don't really matter in a Clasico.
True, that's a good point. Yeah, because
That
we
was
know
like
that
stadium.
Real Madrid is our training ground. Basically, we have a better record at home than Real Madrid has against us. For the last, let's say, about 10 years, we have had a better record at home than Real Madrid has in their own
So
home
then
ground.
football
They
didn't
would
start
usually
10 years
get
ago
some
then.
draws by us. They'll get some draws by us, but we have been defeating them consistently. I mean, you can't deny that. The facts are there. We have been defeating them
Well,
consistently and by huge margins.
it's a fact
At
that
the
football didn't
Bernabeu.
start 10 years ago.
Huh?
I know Barcelona fans would love if football started 10 years ago when Lionel Messi
Well, that when Barca was founded in Barca, that 2009
not
club.
the case.
Yeah, well, as I mentioned, we're talking about 10 years here. So we have been playing. So in recent times, the home dynamic is a bit more subjective because I mean teams perform better away from home. They remain more structured, and the less attacking team usually wins. That's kind of like what
But
happens.
whether it's home or away, Messi hasn't scored or assisted since Ronaldo left Madrid.
I wouldn't make that up such a big issue. Messi has set pretty high standards for himself. So he doesn't score a goal or he doesn't assist a goal. Yeah, we think that Messi had a poor game, but if you looked at the game, Messi was at a pretty high standard. I mean, he created the opening for the goal that Fati scored. So I wouldn't stress myself too much on Messi's form. Messi's still very much influential, and he still had the chances. So
So Messi is a CDM now. I see Messi playing almost centre back in that game.
yeah, well, when the midfield isn't performing, Messi is forced to drop deep. And when Busquets, and I'm focusing on Busquets because I believe De Jong was pretty good in the game, but Busquets hasn't been performing against big teams for the last 2 to 3 seasons. And for some reason, the coaches keep playing him in these big games. So when we don't have that attacking midfielder to bring the ball or that midfielder to bring the ball forward to Messi, then you see Messi dropping further back. And when Messi drops further backwards, then there's slow transition because Messi has to get to the attacking third to try to convert chances. So, I mean,
Kerron, why Vinicius is the face of Madrid? Vinicius is so much trash.
I wouldn't say
well,
Vinicius is the face of Madrid. Where you got that idea? I don't
No, that is the impression that I get because I just see Madrid pages just praising up Vinicius to the
Florentino
sky and
Perez,
all.
Florentino Perez is a successful but an eccentric man, and he has these project players, and Vinicius happens to be one of them.
as
This
Benzema.
no Benzema. Let me not get into Benzema. I don't want to get into
So you think if
I know what.
Hazard was fit, Vinicius would be starting?
Honestly, I'm not happy with Eden Hazard signing. I was never
Why?
excited about it, and so far he hasn't been performing up to mark at all. He always injured.
Well, right, that you think he injured, so how he gonna perform?
Yeah.
I kind of believe he reached a kind of winner, and he not taking it serious.
How he
Nah,
injured?
you can't say that, man.
Nah, boogie man.
A pot belly or kind of thing, dog.
No, you
Okay.
never.
You are
Million.
wicked.
Why
You
is he not
wicked.
taking it serious? He injured, man.
At least Bale was always fit. You could have seen Bale was always physically fit.
Bale was
Bale
what?
was always
Yeah,
fit.
Yeah, Bale was
Understand?
always
Nah,
fit.
nah.
You
Bale was
Understand?
always fit.
He was overweight, and
Bale was
that
always fit. We could be honest and say that. Bale never had no pot belly, ante.
Oh,
Bale
that
was.
what you mean?
But Bale was
So-
always
but
injured.
then you find fitness there because there's match fitness. I mean, you could look fit, but it doesn't mean that you're match fit. And if you're not match fit, then you'll get injured. It's like Dembele. You think that Dembele is fit because
Why we have a Madrid fan live? I want to ask a question.
Huh?
Kerron, your thoughts on Bale and how Madrid has treated him, and then why the treating Hazard like this? I want to know why all this treat top Premier League talent like this.
Disrespectful.
Disrespectful.
The same thing with
Yeah,
Modric because they say Modric was the worst signing of the window.
I'm telling you.
And look how they
football. I find that such an oxymoron because there's a rugby league. But moving on to answer your question.
I could score 10 goals in La Liga.
wait. What he says at rugby league?
The Premier League.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Well, at least the Premier League do have plumbers and electricians and them playing football.
Part-time footballers.
So what was
And fisherman.
I'm fisherman. That's
Because
alright.
Carlos Barca is a fisherman.
As
Yeah.
my brother was talking about that same 10-year gap. That same league produced so many winners in the Champions League.
What?
Cricket,
Yeah, but it's just two sides.
it
Just
don't
to
matter.
say.
It don't matter. Anyway, but
No,
answer Joe.
I know the
That is
league
a
is
tough
the league
problem.
is 20 teams. The league is not 2 teams. We talking
But
about the league.
Again, all the leagues so soft. All they can save all the energy for Champions League.
how is
It's
our
like-
league supposed to do?
Who we playing weekend? Malaga? All right, I 2-0.
I don't understand.
You know,
I mean,
what?
my opinion with the leagues is that I do rate the Premier League as a whole as a better league because I mean I think the smaller teams provide better entertainment.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
our smaller teams, it's a more for as it pertains to the fans. I admit that, but in terms of quality, all right, I think our league provides better quality, which translates to our dominance in Champions League.
Okay.
So let's
You
realize
remember when you
that
was going Benedict's? You remember when you was going Benedict's and we playing Destiny? You just know it's 3-0, it's 2-0. That's how I just feel about Real Madrid and Barcelona playing other teams in La Liga. They just, it's Benedict playing Destiny tomorrow, 2-0.
Real Madrid and Barcelona at least was so high. That is not the other team's fault, though. Right? You ever realize in the Premier League,
No, but I always saying the league is trash. The league as a whole is trash.
the Premier League always wins. The rest of them don't play football. Watch how long Arsenal was a dominant force in the Premier League by just playing basic football. Most teams in the Premier League don't play football.
What?
Nah.
It's about Arsenal, man, he's a fighter.
How much you bet Jose going to win a Premier League with Spurs?
Nope.
Scarlett, sorry for inviting this man.
No, exactly.
Yeah, we just say.
The man here can stir the pot now. He crazy. That's not going on. Never
I
going on. He
I
might win.
feel Fergie.
He's going to win a Caribbean Cup.
I feel Fergie find all the offensive things to say on the podcast, and he just say them right now.
Yeah, I feel so too.
Oh, that's just my
But
opinion.
But
First,
Fergie, who are your top performers in the El Clasico?
The top performance in our Clasico
What, no,
was
yeah,
Courtois.
was Valverde,
right.
Mhm.
and I'd want to say Ramos, but Courtois.
Wow, okay.
okay. Oh, I agree.
From what I've seen, I thought that Mendy and Vinicius had a very good game. Although Des was very good on the right there,
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
that the interchange play was pretty good, and they made sure to allow the midfielders to cover Mendy whenever he was attacking. I thought that unsettled Barcelona a bit, especially in the second half. So I thought that Zidane was good, a good tactician in that regard.
To me,
My,
like
my
from
thing,
what I see from that game, Sergio Roberto can't play at right back again because
Of course not.
that's
Of
have
course
to
not.
be
That's
crucial.
yeah. Of course not. That's what we bought this for. Roberto has been getting minutes because we had no right back to challenge him. But seeing that we have this now, certainly I don't expect to see Roberto on the team that's getting so much minutes, especially where Koeman is a kind of guy he will be playing his preferred players and he wouldn't be mixing matters. So I expect to
So
see
you
Roberto get
expect
much less minutes.
Roberto playing right back, but you expect
Right
to
back,
see him in
yeah.
the midfield.
Midfield? No, I don't see him
doing what?
penetrating midfield.
The
I,
midfield make about Darren.
huh?
All the midfielders now with one
He,
towards
he
the
would
midfield
have to
make
play with
about.
De Jong, and I would say Pjanic would be our top two midfielders right now. And I think that when they aren't playing, Busquets can get some minutes as well as Ricky Puig. They can
Busquets
get
had
the
to get
minutes.
sell, boy.
Who's
Yeah,
that?
Busquets
Busquets had to
Then
get sell.
he can remain there and kind of guide because I mean we have one remaining midfielder from that golden era and it's Busquets.
I
So I
think
don't
Pedri
mind
was
him
is a
staying
good player.
there.
I think Pedri
But
had
the
a good
point is,
Clasico.
huh?
I think Pedri had a good Clasico.
Pedri? I wouldn't say
Yeah.
that. Um, Probably individual play, yes, because he looked decent. But in terms
Yeah.
of contributing to the team, I would say no. He wasn't attacking the spaces. If we had played Trincao or Dembele, when Mendy and Vinicius were attacking so much, we could have exploited the right side of the pitch with a more attacking player. Pedri most we have in Barcelona right now, we have about five players when we start our 11, five players fighting for to play in one position, which is in midfield. Pedri is coming in, Coutinho is coming in, Messi is coming in, Fati is dropping back. So there's limited width, you know. So I thought the general play, I thought that Pedri didn't contribute to that sufficiently. I thought that Trincao or Dembele would have done better in that regard.
Darren,
Yo,
mid second half coming on to the final, 25 or 22 and a half minutes. All they look really dead, like all they look
They
tired.
accepted
I was
defeat.
like,
hmm.
what is
Yeah,
going on? It's like them now press, them now collect the ball, them now move, them just dead there.
Koeman has a huge ego. That's obvious. That is what has had made him a top defender. We know that. But when it comes to coaching a team, you have to manage your ego. Not just because you put out a team there and they aren't performing. You can't be afraid of making a mistake or letting the media see that you made a mistake. You have to make the change at 60 minutes. That's obvious. At that point, Pedri should have come off, bring on Dembele or Trincao, doesn't matter. There's no reason playing Coutinho on the wings. We have that is proven and for a long time. So why put him back in that position? So I mean,
Then all the
there's a
leader.
reason why we look flat.
Messi
I
had
wanna
nothing.
Messi, what do you say?
They had nothing to all the leader.
Yeah, well, Messi played well, but it's a good point at the start, isn't it? I mean, my heart wouldn't have been in it after what my own club did to me. I wasn't gonna fight it anymore. I serious.
I have a question for Kerron.
Mm-hmm.
Kerron, this is the first season in a while, believe it or not, Madrid has not made that marquee signing over the summer. And you all have just recently let Gareth Bale go back to Spurs. Eden Hazard has been injured and inconsistent. Are you a bit worried not having that marquee signing that you're not gonna trouble the Champions League this season? Because so far the last three seasons once Ramos are playing all they're going home.
Well, that's what I touched on
How,
earlier. Saying
yeah,
about
how you feel about the whole Gareth Bale situation and well, Hazard being inconsistent?
a lot of the fan base kind of panicking, but I think that we should view the season as a building season. It's not like Madrid desperate for a trophy, if you understand what I mean. Not to sound, you
Cocky.
know,
Yeah.
we're not desperate for a Champions League trophy. Barca going through the same thing we're going through, we could still win the league. Atletico, I don't know what's going on with Simeone and Atletico.
You're all in a much better position than Barca, though.
Right.
True.
And with regards to Bale, I disagree with how he left,
Mm-hmm.
but he needed to leave. I have all full respect for Gareth Bale because I remember I was a Madrid fan when we couldn't get past round of 16, when we couldn't get past the semi-final. And Gareth Bale, the first season is when we won La Decima. So I have full
Agreed.
respect.
It's great to hear that from a Madrid fan, though.
It's
I'm
great. It's
recognizing it
excellent. It's
because I
excellent.
think that the fans generally do appreciate Gareth Bale and what he contributed to the team, converting them into a winning team. I mean, he deserves that. But I saw no other way for him to leave, though. I mean, Bale just didn't want to leave, though. I guess he was just enjoying his salary. To me, at some point, they had to kick him out, find something. To me, he left pretty well in comparison
Well, it's
to.
not that Bale didn't want to leave. He wanted to go, but Madrid just didn't want to let him go. I think
No,
this is
That's not the
that.
impression I have. Kerron, what's his verdict on that?
what happened was he wanted to leave, and then Zidane left. So he thought, well, okay, a new coach coming in, maybe it will be different. I can make my mark. That didn't happen. Then
Zidane
Cristiano
came back.
as well. So all of that played into it where he stayed. And Perez, as I say, Perez has these pet projects, and Bale is probably the biggest one ever. Because you remember, Bale was supposed to be the new Cristiano, and well,
Yeah,
that
but
never.
the Bale project definitely worked.
Yeah.
For Champions League.
The trophies, but it didn't work in terms of Gareth Bale production. Like he thought he would get 40, 50, 60 goals from Bale, and
Fair enough.
that didn't work out.
You
In
know.
a
I think the
season,
trophies matter more than anything else.
Yeah, yes and no. I remember
How
these
no?
guys, they they think different. Their level of success different. Yes, they won the trophies, but they want the favorite toy to do well as well.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
And
good.
what about Hazard?
As
Where's Hazard going?
Guy
I don't
Ron
see
Hazard
how
boy.
Hazard. What has
Karen,
Hazard won? Right.
Karen, you're breaking up a little bit.
Sorry, I said you hear me now?
Yeah, much better.
Okay. I said I didn't agree with the Hazard signing.
Why?
Has
why?
Hazard
Yeah, why?
what has Hazard won in his career to be a Real
What?
Madrid? Answer the question.
Two
The
Premier
full
Leagues.
Premier
No,
League.
hold on.
Two Premier Leagues.
Hold on. You know,
Two
is
Premier
that
League.
is that
Pardon?
kind of hold on? No, before you answer, David, is that kind of cynicism why when English players or external players come to Real Madrid, the club always treat them like crap?
That is your opinion.
Is that is the kind of cynicism that destroy all? You see, if you're not Brazilian bread or Spanish bread, French bread coming into Real Madrid, you're like the worst.
No, but that's a good point because you look at Beckham, you look at Bale.
Beckham was a star in Madrid. Though.
Yeah, but watch how
Look
Beckham
at
leave.
Owen.
But watch how Beckham
Look at
leave.
Owen.
Watch how he
How
leave.
Beckham leave? Beckham leave and
Beckham
went
leave
to
on bad.
I
Beckham leave
mean,
on bad
all
terms.
players can leave Real Madrid on bad terms. Come on. Real Madrid
was
treated players. I mean, they leave
Beckham
much
leave on
pretty
bad
bad.
terms.
Most
we
players
treat our
leave
players
pretty bad
bad.
too.
What just happened with you all and Luis Suarez?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah. I mean, no. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
but yeah,
He answered the
owning,
question.
yeah, there would
owning it
be
is
one-off.
different from denying it. You know,
Yeah,
owning
I
it
Pardon?
is
mean,
different from owning it is different
Mm-hmm.
from denying it.
yeah,
Hold
there,
on. I
there
never denied
obviously,
anything. You know. A
yeah,
big club, certain thing. At the end of the day, it's a business. Sometimes certain decisions
Oh,
have to be made.
so
But
that is your
to
out.
say,
That is your
no,
out.
no,
That
no.
is your out.
I still explaining.
That
But
is
to
your
say
out.
that Real Madrid is treat English players bad or treat their players bad, I think that is a bit
Not
much.
not English players, non-French, Spanish, or Brazilian bred players. That's what I
Okay.
said.
Because
I
watch
think
Okay.
that's a bit
Scarlett.
much.
Scarlett, just tell Fergie what Hazard win the
to
one.
answer your question, two Premier Leagues, two
Mm-hmm.
Europa Leagues,
Wow.
a FA Cup, a League Cup.
And he was
All
the
right.
PFA
So,
player of the season though.
Yeah, and he
okay.
was player of the season in
All right.
2015. And
I think
So,
Hazard came with
in
a strong pedigree. I wouldn't say he came as a flop. He had
in
one.
my in my opinion, to be the person to replace Cristiano Ronaldo and all this good stuff, two Premier Leagues is the only thing there that really
Okay,
jumps off
but
the page.
listen, who
And
then
that,
would be the player then you would have chosen to replace
Yeah,
Ronaldo?
who you that get?
well, in my opinion, we should have gone for a younger player, somebody like Mbappe.
But Mbappe
you'll
doesn't
never
even have
get an Mbappe though.
How will we never get an Mbappe?
He didn't want to leave. He just signed his contract with PSG.
And
It's
Well,
the only
No,
people
I
that
think
was
he's
above
not allowed to
Cristiano
leave yet.
around Cristiano is Neymar, Messi, and Mbappe. And all you can get cheering. So Hazard is the next best bet.
we could
Yeah.
have hold on. We had enough players in the bank that we could have hold on. We didn't need to make that signing. And look at how it turned out.
Yeah, but he
ah,
kept being
you can't
injured.
say that. You can't say that,
He,
man.
he never
Hazard,
missed no game before in his career
I think
fully.
Hazard have 15 goals and assists put together in his entire Madrid career for
How much
18
games in play?
for
How
100
much
million
games in play? How much games in play?
Hazard probably played 5 games
for
or something like that.
$100 million. How much games he play?
Yeah, that's
Because
what I
the
want
man
to know too.
injured.
Yeah, it's infuriating.
But
Fully the man injured boy.
from a
He not just playing rubbish.
from a rival perspective, I mean, I was very much concerned when Hazard signed for Real Madrid because I know he's that type of player that would give Barcelona defense that kind of trouble. He's very, very good, low center of gravity, good with the ball, and he was getting much better at finishing. We saw that in his last couple of seasons with Chelsea. I think it hasn't gone well. Sometimes it doesn't go well, but I think if he gets himself fit, I think he's fit
So
now.
far, it didn't go well so far.
Yeah, thus far. So I think if he gets himself fit, I still see him contributing.
So, hold on. Kerron,
Yeah.
yeah, would you let him go in a season if he doesn't play? Or would you
Yeah.
try to loan him out or something?
No. I think we could cut our losses
Like get him
and
off the books?
yeah,
Okay.
let him go
And
back
then
Chelsea. Or,
who would you go for? You'd go for Mbappe again, summer?
yeah, I think.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think PSG gonna win the Champions League this year.
They
Um,
definitely won't.
so I think Mbappe eventually will realize that I better them,
I
and
think
then
I
it will.
think now is the better time to get Mbappe. 2 years ago when you signed, or last year when you signed
Yeah,
Hazard,
okay.
last year when you signed Hazard, you couldn't get Mbappe because you Ole wasn't in a position to sign Mbappe with regards to Mbappe wanted to stay, and plus the finances too, because PSG wasn't letting go Mbappe for 100
Yeah,
million. You would
David,
have
if I
gave
may
for
ask you
200
that,
million.
if I may ask you that,
I think now that Mbappe playing a Champions League final and lost, I think
Mm-hmm.
now is a better opportunity for it to get Mbappe.
yeah, but our experience negotiating with PSG, remember they don't have that buyout clause. So once your contract is like 3 more years and stuff, you're in a prison. You can't buy a PSG player with their president if they're not in the last contract or something like that. We try signing um, Thiago. We try signing this midfielder Verratti. All those guys, it's impossible to get them. So I don't think that you were even able to purchase Mbappe last season.
I
Wasn't
mean,
possible.
in like 2014 or 15, we wanted Cavani, and we couldn't get Cavani.
Can't get him.
So
Not
that's
with
how we went for
PSG. Yeah,
Costa.
they don't have that buyout clause as we do in Spain and stuff. They don't have the buyout clause, so very
Well,
different.
remember, I try not to sound too conceited and say that way, but there are certain relationships in football that forge through business and whatnot, and Perez and PSG's president and whatnot, they're in the same circles. Barca president not really a part of that club. So I wouldn't
Okay.
expect Barcelona to get through with things like that. But all these sheets and etc. That is Florentino poker buddies.